Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review, and today we are featuring this big boy. We have Master Chief with assault rifle, and this is a Halo action figure, but what makes this guy different is that this is a 12-inch Master Chief. To give you a size comparison, here is the standard 6-inch Master Chief from the Spartan collection. And then here's this guy, the giant 12-incher. Alright, so I found this guy on Amazon. I've never seen this in the wild, but Amazon had him. He is priced at $9.99. And I'm kind of a sucker for these giant, novelty-sized, kid-friendly 12-inch action figures. There's been a long history of these action figures for many years. Hasbro produces these. They call them, I believe, Titan Heroes. They've had 12-inch Transformers, 12-inch superheroes, you know, like Iron Man, all the Avengers, Spider-Man. Spin Masters, they create a whole bunch of 12-inch Batman figures and DC superheroes. The hardcore collectors, you know, they kind of scoff at these toys and call them shampoo bottles because, you know, that's what they are. They're just giant hollow pieces of plastic with very limited articulation. But I do have a soft spot for these giant action figures. I have a collection of these at my desk back at work in my office. For me, they're fun desk toys. They're fun to put on display. You know, all my coworkers get to see all my giant big action figures on my desk, so they're fun. And this one looked really cool. I'm a big Master Chief fan to begin with, and I just wanted to check this out. It looks awesome. You know, the paint job looks pretty nice. He has some battle damage and stuff. The back of the box is very plain. It's just Master Chief running. And then here's Wave 1. There's Master Chief, Spartan Tanaka, Spartan MK7, and a Marine. And I could be wrong, but I think you can actually buy like a multi-pack that includes all of these figures. Alright, so let's get this guy out of his cardboard prison. Whoops. Alright, so first impressions of the 12-inch Master Chief while he's in the tray. He looks great. Now, this is a figure that, you know, like I said, a lot of the hardcore collectors kind of scoff at, and rightfully so. It's kind of like a giant hollow piece of plastic. It's like a shampoo bottle. But I love these toys. I have a large affinity for them. I think they're fun to play with, especially if you have like little ones. You know, if you have like kids and stuff and you don't want your kids messing around with your expensive, you know, toys, you know, just buy them one of these and they'll love it. You know, it's a much bigger toy. It's a lot more kid friendly. And I'm trying to figure out how to open this up without wrecking the figure. Alright, one of the odd things that, if you've handled any of these like giant 12-inch figures before, is that they're very just like narrow. You know, they don't have a lot of like, you know, that they're not very wide. They almost look like if you wanted to maybe stuff them into like a Pringles can. Because if you view them from the side, they're very flat. If you view them from the front, it's very this like rectangle. It just comes straight down like this. Here's Master Chief's rifle. It's made of that like horrendous like swirly silver gray plastic that everyone hates. But it's durable. You know, I doubt this thing would like break unless you like severely really try to like bend it or force it. But the details, they're all right. A little bit on the soft side. The sculpting's not as crisp and as hard edged as I'd like, but it gets the job done. You know, you can easily repaint this if you want. And over here we have good old Master Chief. He's a little bit too tall for my camera, but you get the point. Let's see if this guy is really 12 inches. Right, we have my ruler here. Whoops. So from measuring from the bottom of his feet to the top of his head, yeah, he's a little shy under 12 inches, but it looks pretty cool. All right, the detailing and the sculpting here, it's top notch. Even though this is a budget toy at $9, the level of like detail is insane. For example, the texture on his abdomen, really nice and crisp. His armor looks to be pretty accurate to how it appears in the video game. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they used the in-game video game model and it's like made slight modifications to it. But like I said, once you view this guy from the side, everything just begins to look really flat. But the details, they look to be all accounted for. He has a socket in his back, so you can plug in his rifle for storage, which is cool. I dig that a lot. Master Chief has a very flat butt, but the detail is really. I'm kind of surprised, to be honest. Like, I'm not sure if my camera's capturing it all that well, but there's some nice paint application here. There's some battle damage, some light scratching. I love the gold on the visor. It looks nice. You can see more of that kind of like battle damage here. So his armor is not shiny. He's not like a shiny clone trooper. The articulation, not bad for being a shampoo bottle. Like a lot of these shampoo bottle toys, the articulation is very limited. Sometimes it's only 5 points. You know, you might just have like a head rotation and then the arms might just rotate. But this guy seems like he's kind of like checking a couple of those boxes when it comes to his articulation. Like his head rotates. He could look down. He could look a little bit up, not too far up. It's more so looking forward. His arms can rotate, which is to be expected, but they can also go out. But it hits, the armor piece here hits the top right there, so it's not going to go all the way. He has an elbow bend, and surprisingly enough, elbow swivel, so he can swivel his elbows. Wrist articulation. His legs could kick up about that much. They could bend that much, and they can even kick out. No ankle articulation, but I think it's pretty decent for this price point. For $9, you're getting a 12-inch action figure. I've seen some of the Hasbro like action figures that come in like at 10 inches. You might have seen them like at Walgreens. You know, they have like a Mandalorian. You might have seen the Return of the Jedi Luke, or even like Iron Man. And those figures, I don't believe they have the same amount of articulation as this guy has. So, very impressed so far. For $9, this guy's a steal. When I bought this guy on Amazon, some people posted photos of their toy, and you know, some people had some pretty creative uses for this action figure. Some of them set them up to be almost like mini statues. They'd create like a display base for them, and then like completely repaint them, and it looked like a high-end collectible statue versus a small, you know, $9 toy. But yeah, this is great. If you need like a fun desk toy, this is the way to go. You know, especially if you're at work. If you're at work and you have coworkers that handle your toys, and you don't want to bring anything, you know, expensive or something that might potentially break, this is the way to go. This is something everyone can handle, and you can like, you know, not worry too much about it. You know, versus bringing something like this to work. You bring this to work, next thing you know, Master Chief's arm breaks off or he loses guns. So yeah, this is awesome. For $9, this guy's a steal. You know, some people might call these toy shampoo bottles, but I think this Master Chief is a little bit better than that. In all honesty, just handling them right now kind of makes me want to get the other figures in this set. Yeah, so this is a great toy. If I had to rate this guy numerically for what it is and the price point, an easy 10. You know, for $9.99, this guy is pretty awesome. You know, at first I was expecting a figure that just did the bare minimum, like would just rotate his arms, but the fact that his arms can go out, his elbows could bend, his elbows could rotate, his wrists articulated, that says a lot. That's pretty cool. The only big articulation point that is kind of missing that I would have liked would be like a waist swivel. You know, it's too bad that his waist doesn't swivel, but for $9, this guy is a steal. And I love the fact that you can store his weapon on him. That's awesome also. So yeah, if you have young ones, or if you're a big kid yourself and you're a Halo fan, Master Chief, this is awesome. Perfect 10 in my opinion. Great figure. Paint application's awesome. Nice clean sculpt. You know, doesn't look like they took any shortcuts in terms of his armor design. Yeah, this is great. Alright, so let's wrap this video up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for your continued likes, comments, and support. I greatly appreciate it. So, until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I will talk to you later.